Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to IndyILR Racing. This is ILR5. We're at the third round here at the Bahrain International Circuit in Bahrain, basically. And we have got a full grid tonight, which should be absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys were watching ILR7 and ILR6, any one of those, because I'm sure for you those were some very cracking races. And now it's time for ILR5 and ILR4. I'm your commentator, Jess. I'll be commentating through the race tonight, and it should be a good one. Last week we saw a change in winners, which was good to see. The unpredictability kicking in. Shapalili got a very good result compared to Australia, which is a big turnaround for him. And I think most of us are pretty happy that he got that result. So well done to Shapalili. And also we had a few people going onto the podium for the first time in a while as well. So it was fantastic, and I hope you guys watched that. But if you have missed that race, then check out the ILR channel after this race, of course. Or you may as well check this race out first, because, you know, we are the cool beans. We are the cool beans. So, yes, we've got 40 minutes left to go on qualifying. I am riding on board with actual Shapalili, as we are going on board a lap pretty soon. So we've got a mixture of tyres on offer for this evening's race. We have got 3 tyres. We've got the super softs, the softs and the mediums. And it should play a very interesting strategy due to the new tyre degradation thing. And from what I've heard from the drivers, basically we are expecting a lot of people to struggle on their first stint in terms of the tyre wear. I experienced that quite a lot with ILR7 when I was racing. The soft stint towards around about lap 11, I could feel my tyres starting to struggle a little bit. So possibly the drivers are going to probably expect the same here. So we'll just have to wait and see. So Owen's on board a lap at the moment now. Just hope my mic is okay as well. It was a bit too loud last week, so I'm going to keep an eye on it and monitor as best I can. So I think he's on a flyer. He's on a 131, so that was on a set of mediums. So what I found when I qualified earlier was a lot of people did their first lot of laps on the set of medium tyres, and then most of them went onto the softs to set their fast lap. I think the medium tyres got a little bit more of a feel what the track was, and they got used to also how the medium tyres were going to be in the race. I, on the other hand, did a very massive bottle, and I qualified my lap on the softs, but I had a free choice of tyres, so that was fine. But hopefully these guys won't make the same mistake that I will be doing that I did earlier on. So, yeah, that should be good, as Carmez taking an interesting line there as well. Unfortunately, no signs of, I don't think we have Warren in the race today. So we got a reserve driver with us tonight. Let me find him. There we go. Yeah, he's in the pits right now, so I can't really follow him. But yeah, Partridge 99 is reserved for Warren in the Sauber tonight, so I'd like to wish him the best of luck. But apart from that, everyone else that is expected to race is racing. So the championship is getting ever close, and I never knew what the I forgot to do the screenshots for the championship, so I usually do that. I did that last week, but I forgot this time, so hey ho. So Berto is, I think, on his flyer at the moment as he goes across the penultimate corner. Dane Star is back after a very good result in Australia. He just set past lap 127. That's a very good lap on the mediums, to be fair. And Hubertus going across the line, and his lap got invalidated, I think. Yes, his lap got invalidated, so he won't be. I think you'll have to go into the pits, I think. But luckily, it's only on a set of mediums anyway, so that's not going to harm Huberto in any way. So that is good news. That is good news. So let us know in the chat, guys, who you think is going to get pole position today. We had a different pole sitter pretty much every race so far, so it could all change. And my predictions so far, I think Dane Star, he had a really good comeback drive in Australia. He started around about, I think, 13th, and then came all the way to finish P2, and he had a good last lap battle with Owen Wyatt. So if I were to put my money on it, him being a championship contender this season, I would definitely put him on the top of my list, basically. So just watch out for Danestar, because I'm sure he's going to put on a great result as he's going into the pits right now. Let's just see if I can follow someone on a hot lap, because usually last week I followed someone on a hot lap and then they go to the pits. So let's just see. I am going to see Conquest might be on a lap actually as well. He might be going to the pits. I don't know. He's on a set of mediums as well. Now Shapalili is going on a set of supers. Now, is that a little bit of a gamble? He might be going for the two-stop strategy, but the two-stop strategy is a bit risky. The two-stop strategy is the super softs, then followed by two soft tyres. So, in my opinion, it could work out, but possibly I think the best would possibly be to start on the mediums and then go on the softs. Because the mediums, I found out from when I was racing earlier, they lasted quite a long time actually. I didn't lose any grip at all, and I managed to cope quite well with them. So possibly if people start on the mediums, I'll be a bit better if they're worried about their tyre wear. It also does depend on the setup as well. So hopefully we will get a little bit less issues from them, as Conquest is going to go across to the final corner. Hopefully he doesn't go into the pits, as he's actually not on a bad lap at the moment. Is he going to the pits? No, he isn't actually. He is sitting a lap. He's running out of fuel though, so I don't think this is going to be his only one chance to get a lap in, and it's P4 right now. So that is a very good lap from Conquest so far. But Super Sauce 126. He needs to find about a couple of seconds, but this is ILR5. But we have seen people in practice on the supers go into the 126s, so which could be a potential to get some good laps in. We'll just have to wait and see about that and see how it goes on as well. So we got Ritson, who's still in the pits, along with Niels and Rich as well. Rich got pole last week, but he missed out by a couple of seconds. Well, and capitalising that. So bit of a shame there, but he was still able to finish, which was good. Farber should be on our lap, I think. Yes, he is on our lap at the moment, but I don't think he's on a fast one, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but we'll just have to keep it close. But he's on hot mode 5 at the moment on the RS, and he's managing his ERS mode absolutely fine. Possibly on your qualifying, jiggering around between hot mode 4 and 5 should be okay. It does depend how much you could manage it as much as possible, so we'll just have to find out, as he's going through one of the tricky corners, which a lot of people got caught out in a few leagues actually, and a few races this evening, especially this corner here. I almost went wide a few times in the race and in practice, and I think I saw a lot of other people do that as well, where they've gone a little bit too wide as well. So yeah, especially when it gets to lap 10 and 11, they just got to be more cautious a little bit, I think, in that corner to avoid getting hit or bottling it. Farbo's about to cross the line. He goes up into P6, which is pretty decent showing for Farber. Not too bad on set of mediums actually. It's pretty. I predict it's going to be quite close. Most of these times I think are not that representative of the true ability of what these drivers are going to feel like, so we'll just have to wait and see. We had some good battles last week, and the corners I would probably predict people to go overtaking is obviously turn 1. Turn 1's pretty much the prime for overtaking, and around I think it's turn 4 and possibly the DRS straight, and turn 14 possibly as well. A lot of people do that. And Verstappen just at the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on a set of mediums. Now, if you qualify on a set of mediums or soft, that's going to put you in good stead as well. But mediums especially will be good. But let me just look at the best fitted actually. Cam K actually set his best lap time on the Super Softs. So he's probably looking like he's going to go on the 2-start. Unless he does Super Soft to medium. But that's a little bit of a gamble, because mediums can last a good stint for the soft and the mediums, but for the super soft stint, that's going to be costly. So 2 stop is probably where he has to go. Joe's on a lap at the moment. He's running out of fuel, so I don't think he's going to have time for another one. Carmez, I believe, is on his out lap, and he's bumping up the hot mode. So let's follow him on a hot lap then. Let's follow him on a hot lap. So we're going to go on one right now from Mr. Carmez, and he's on the super soft. So let's go as he goes all the way to the left-hand side of the chicane as he goes through turn 1 in full ERS mode power. A little bit of a mistake in turn 1 there, but keeping the car firmly on the track there to minimise some good speed there. Another corner coming up, prime for overtaking. This is where they need to maximise their speed if they want to get the job done with overtaking. He's making a little bit of a few mistakes, I think, but I know he's got a few more chances to get a good lap in. Anyway, so I'm sure he'll be able to do it soon. Another left-hander kissing that left apex. Then moving over to the right, the tricky braking zone coming up as well. Very important that you brake absolutely at the right time, because otherwise you're going to one ride and you're possibly going to get a penalty. DRS flap opened very quickly there, and we're braking just before the 100-meter boards and going towards the very tricky left and right chicane. Probably one of the most trickiest corners on the circuit to get right. Now just going starting sector 3, the long straight. This is where you can get the most power here on the circuit. That's full ERS mode. Get it up to 8th gear, and then slight brake up to 3rd. You don't need to push it up a little bit, down a little bit. 3rd should be fine. And Carmed is going into the pits. Typical. I think his lap was invalidated because otherwise he would have gone for another lap. I think that's what I probably think he would have done. So yeah, that's probably what I think he would have done. So that's probably why. Larkin, hopefully Larkin might be on a lap. I think, not entirely sure. Yep, he's got the DRS flap wide open, but knowing me, he's probably going to go into the pits as well. I absolutely like his helmet as well there. And I wonder if a lot of people are going to go on the softs towards the end. I have a feeling they will, even though they're on the mediums now. So, Larkin making a little bit of a mistake there, going towards that start-finish straight. So that's probably cost him a little bit. So I don't think he's going to improve. Everyone is going out on a lap. Let me just get the gap. So top 14 is pretty much very close. 0.8 of a second. That's the closest I've seen in ILR5 so far. And everyone, I think, the only one that could be on a lap possibly now, because everyone else on their out lap, is Rich. Verstappen is on his out lap as well. I wonder who's going to be the last person to cross that finish line. We'll just have to wait in due course. Rich is going to start his flyer, and he's on the softs as well. So let's see who is at. Yeah, I was right. Everybody, they must be following the stream or something. Joking. Everybody is going on a set of the soft tyres to start their final stint. So I assume most people in the top 10 will want to start on the soft tyres, and that is a really good move, to be honest, because if you start on the super soft, that's pretty much guaranteed that you're probably going to be losing a lot of positions as which almost got held up by the Williams there. Not sure what Williams that was. That got caught up a little bit there, but I'll find out pretty soon as well. As he's getting held up again by the Renault. I think he's on a lap though as well. That's Cam K, as Cam K slightly moves out the way of Rich, and maybe Rich has got a little bit of a slipstream, and yeah, he's weaving a little bit to his tyres. He realised I don't think he's going to get a good lap in now, but he does have one more chance. We've got yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Who could that be? I don't know. So I'm just going to see who will be the last person to cross the line. Cam K is still on his out lap. Paul McGuinness, he's 3rd at the moment. Pretty good from here. 99 seconds per second, 99,000 of a second, sorry, separated between Dane Starr and Paul McGuinness there. So that's going to be close for the top 3 positions, I think. So, and he's slowing down. Rich 127.9. So that is not bad for a set of softs. Now, he qualified last week on the softest compound available. So Can anyone get into the 127.5 on the 7 softs? It is possible. Dane Starr's about to do his final lap. Where's Paul McGuinness then? He is going to set the lap as well. Cam K's about to cross the lines. I think he'll be the last person, I think, as well. There's quite a few people on their out lap. Shapalili's about to cross the line to start his lap. Senna, Lorenzo. Literally, I'm just trying to find who's going to cross the line last. It looks like, I can't really tell to be honest, so we'll just have to see what happens. It's Verstappen, a 1:27.0 from the Haas driver. That is really good on the softs at the moment. He has time to set one more lap in. It does depend on if he's running out of fuel or anything, but looks like he's on plenty of fuel, so he has time for one more lap. But he needs to manage his ERS a little bit more effectively on this final lap, otherwise it could cost him. 5 seconds to go, and we are about to get through the checkered flag as Senna has retired from the session, and Dane Starr is going towards turn 14 on this tricky straight. He's 5th at the moment, but I can see him improving a little bit more. Owen goes to P2. That's a good lap from him. Carmes is P3. So we got 2 of the Force Indias, we got the Red Bull, and we got the Haas as well. So well done to them. Not bad for him. Barbo going seconds. We do see the track evolution really starting to hot up here. Dane Starr, what can he do? Can he cross the line? He's on pole. He's on pole position in this Grand Prix so far. Can anyone beat him? Paul McGuinness, is he on the lap? He's about to cross the line. He only takes P3. Can anyone else improve? Maybe Shapalili. I'm just checking Shapalili. He's 3rd at the moment. I lost a little bit. How about our reserve driver? How's he doing? Verstappen still has one more chance to get his lap right. So let's see if we could... I've got the wrong gap that would out. There we go. It's Partridge about to cross the line. Verstappen balls his final lap. And so as Partridge. So pretty close qualifying already. But it's Dane Starr who's on pole. I must have sent some positive jinx to him or something, because I had a feeling he was going to do well. There was something to watch out for, and he's done it in a Mercedes. So well done to him. That's going to look good. His teammate is in 3rd. So Ritson having a much better showing in the... Oh, someone's hit the Williams there. As Ritson having a much better pace in Bahrain, and he's having bad luck this season, so it's very good to see him back to where he belongs, and I think he wants to challenge for the win also, so that is good to see. So my, that was pretty close qualifying. So we are about to get the standings coming up as well. So here we go. So we've got Dane Starr that takes pole position with Verstappen in P2, Ritson in P3, Shapalili P4, Paul McGuinness 5th, Barber 6th, Lorenzo 7th, Jay Carty 8th, Cam K 9th, and Owen rounds up your top 10. They'll all be starting on the soft tyres. And we've got Carmes Specialist, Rich, Roberto, Conquest, Larkin, Partridge, Senna, Joe, and Niels did not set a lap time there. But the top 13 separated by a second. That is absolutely crazy right now. So props to that. And we got Abidun in the chat. Hello, nice to see you. Hope you're doing good. And it is Jamie Mabutu's happy birthday. You want a shout out, so happy birthday to him. So if you do want any shout outs or something, please do let me know. So we're about to get started with the race then. 29 laps. They've got to be wary about how they're going to manage their soft tyres, because that's what most of them will be setting their laps. They're going on the race in. Lap 13 is where we could expect people to pit for the mediums. Possibly either earlier lap 12 or lap 14, for depending on if their teammates on a different strategy. So we'll have to find out as the race progresses. So we're just waiting for these guys to ready up now. Bahrain was good last season in ILR5, well, the old ILR4. And, okay, I thought I was going to get a black screen for a minute then. So, yes, and, yeah, Jay Carty, if he gets a win on his birthday, that would be insane. Oh, Shapalili's left the session, no! He must have got a disconnect or something. I don't know what happened to him. That would be very bad luck if he got that. So hopefully he can get back in the session. And looking at the starting tyres, everyone except Larkin, Partridge and Joe are qualifying on the softs, and also Carmed's on the mediums as well. And no one's on the supers, so they were watching the other race, I presume, and saw people mess up on the supers as far as they would have liked to get the win, and going on the softs would be the best idea. So Dane Star, can he get a good result today? Can he pull off a good start? We'll just have to find out. For Verstappen in P2 once again. He had a little bit more of an advantage though, as he's going to have less dirty air as well. Ritson, see what he can do. Hopefully he won't bottle the start. It's going to be quite close between the top 10 especially, because they're all on the same strategy. They had roughly the similar lap times, and will they have a similar race pace time? I think they will. We will just have to find out as well. We got good old Jacko in the chat. Nice to see you. And yeah, we got quite a few people in the chat. So nice to have you all in the chat. Get you interactive. Now we all know who's going to get. Who's got pole. Who do you think is going to win the race? It's going to be a little bit of a tough one, like I said. So we'll just have to find out. And we could see some interesting battles. And I wonder how that's going to go. Everyone is filing in for the start, and Niels is going a little bit slow as he warms up his tyres effectively, as he's going to be the last person to cross the line. So that should be good, and we can get underway. So let's go. We are about to get underway, as we can see Niels in the background about to fill up that last full 20 driver grid in ILR5. This should be a cracker. Are you all excited? I'm excited as well, as we're about to see the 5 lights up coming on your screens right now. Well, hopefully we're going to get, what, 5 red lights? Are we? Maybe. Maybe not. Come on, game. Okay, Cody's is messing up with me. I wonder if I'm having a similar problem. I don't know. I wonder the driver's having a similar problem as well. So GG Cody's, GG. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So I am just going to check the chat just to see if they're having a similar problems, because if not, I will probably need a new invite to the lobby by the looks of things. Everyone put F's in the chat, guys. Put F's in the chat. So let me just check the chat. My Twitter is going crazy. Yep, it's not just me. The drivers are as clueless as I am. So yeah, it's gonna, yeah. So yeah, it looks like I am going to get confirmation to see if we need to do that. I think Shapalele will need to leave. Oh, there we go. There we go. We have got the 5 red lights. Oh, my God. Are we ready for the ILR5 Bahrain Grand Prix? And we are underway here in Bahrain. And Dane Starr is off to a very good start as well. A little bit of argy-bargy. There's a little bit of contact up the front. We got the Red Bull going crazy, and we got Cam K that lost a little bit of his front wing as well. So absolutely crazy going into turn 1, as we've already got a very good start from Dane Star and Verstappen as well. So we're already seeing a little bit of debris, and oh no, Jay Carty is out of the session. We got loads of people flying everywhere. We've got a Haas, we got Partridge, Specialist has left the session. What is going on? And this is crazy right now. And Owen has got a good jump off the line. He is in P3 right now. He spun a little bit there. So are we having a new lobby by the looks of things? I don't know. I think we're okay. So we are going to keep going as he's had a massive spin. Ritson takes the lead. Paul McGuinness as Dane Star is out of the race. What happened to Dane Star? Let's see where. Oh no, it's the DRS straight. Oh no, he's lost it there. I must have jinxed him a little bit there as we got the Ritson in the lead, and we got the two Ferraris in hot pursuit at this moment in time as well. He's got Verstappen and Larkin and Speed Center fighting for position as well. Specialist having a little bit of lag as well, so he needs to cost a little bit of time as well. So hopefully these guys won't get caught up a little bit in traffic. Luckily they moved out the way as well then. So already a lot of shaping up in the midfield already as Verstappen, biggest loser out of the finishes so far. He is in ninth place so far as Shapalili is looking to make a move. Speed Senna has also made the move. There's lots of jumping up front. Senna's up into P6. Good stuff from him. What about Farbo? Farbo's made up some ground as well. We've got the likes of Lorenzo, Cam K, Larkin, Owen, Partridge. They all having to pit for a set of the medium tyres, I think, as well. So that is definitely going to cost them, and they might be going on to a two-stop strategy. So yes, very, very interesting as well. There's a few people getting kicked out of the session. Don't know what's happened there as Conquest makes his way past Shapalili. We got Speed Senna again on Rich, right on the back of him in the Force India, with Senna in the Renault as he's going to take the left-hand side. He gets a better exit, and he does that very well to perfection, and he's up into P5, having a much better grip there as well. Ritz managing to pull away from Paul McGuinness, 2.6 seconds now as well, as Farbo is also right behind Conquest in the Toro Rosso as well, going into that long straight as well. Speed Senna is looking like he's going to challenge for another move soon, possibly Rich and Verstappen as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well. Let's go back to that to see if that materialises a little bit more, but let's watch the two Ferraris actually going towards turn number one. Who's going to get the better line so far? Looks like Huberto got the better line there from Paul, so he is up into P2, but Paul is going to challenge him again for P2. Two Ferrari teammates fighting for position, which is very good to see right now in this game. They've had much similar pace to two Ferrari drivers so far this season, unless Huberto had a bit of issue. We'll just have to find out. Looks like he is fine this race though, so good to see. Farber is going into the pit, so he must be having some sort of issue somehow. Another person looking good. Speed Cell looking fast again. I'm looking at the gaps very, very closely to find out how that is going to play out as the rest of the race progresses. DRS range is there as well. So someone looked like it was Ferrari team orders there. Hoped it wasn't. It didn't look like it. Looked like Huberto probably had pretty much a better speed there as well. But we'll just have to find out. Hopefully it wasn't team orders, and hopefully they're not replicating what they were doing in real life back in the Chinese Grand Prix a few weeks ago. But anyway, looks like Speed Senna has got more pace on Carmed's going towards turn number one. He's going to get a better line there. He has DRS open right up, and is he going to take the line? Yes, he does. And Carmed's also had DRS as well. We got Verstappen not that far behind as well, going towards turn number two right now. No, approaching turn three. Those three are in good proximity going towards turn four now, as Joe is dropping down the field. What has happened to him? As he's had a big spin in, I forgot what corner that was. That must have been turn three. Yes, turn number three. He lost it a little bit there as well, as the ghost of Shapalili is trying to get past as well. So that was unfortunate for Joe, but meanwhile Verstappen is having a much better time compared to his teammate. But that means Verstappen, that was a little bit of a mistake from Speed Center, I see, from the front there. So is that going to give Verstappen and Rich a little bit more of an edge, or possibly Carmed as well? Carmed is now got a little bit more of an edge on him. 4/10 separating. Verstappen's a little bit closer to Carmed's as he was at the moment. So we already got two retirement so far, and the rest of them are looking to finish what they start as Carmez tries to cover off Verstappen as Verstappen tries to make the move, doesn't quite do it on this occasion. So Verstappen stays where he is at this moment in time. The closest battle we're having on the circuit right now. Speed Center is flying. He's in the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1:31.3. Carmez is looking like he's going to challenge Senna and trying to defend Verstappen at the same time. Looks like his defence was going very well actually, so props to that. So we'll just have to find out what goes on with that. Verstappen looks like he's going to challenge Carmez again into turn 4. Now going through to turn number 5. They're going side by side and couldn't quite make that done. Verstappen, so Carmez retains P5 for now. But oh, it's a very tricky corner to overtake. Verstappen is going for a late lunge there. Maybe he'll have a much better chance going towards approaching the next couple of corners, possibly in a DRS straight. We'll just have to find out. Speed Center 1.3 seconds behind Paul. He's falling away. Verstappen, he got the DRS, but a little too further behind from Carmez. So we'll just have to find out. The two Toro Rossos also falling in close proximity as well. So interesting to see what goes on there as well. Ritson having a very good start to the race so far. 3.6 separating between him and Roberto. Good old championship rivals fighting once again. Carmez is going to go for a... Looks like he was going to go for another run potentially. Verstappen, is he going to do it? We'll just have to find out. He goes through the start, finish straight. Yes, he does. What a move from Verstappen. He's up into P5. And meanwhile, we got the Toro Rosso and the other Force India of Rich fighting as well. And Conquest made it way past his teammate and Rich as well. So Rich is dropped down to P8, Conquest in P7, but Conquest not that far behind the other Force India of Carmez as well. So Conquest is on the soft zone and Carmez is on a set of the medium. So that should prove to be interesting as well as their alternating strategies. But knowing them, the Force Indians will be pitting at different times, so they won't have to worry when they're going to pit. So just, we'll just have to see how that developed as well. Meanwhile, the back of the field, Owen White is having a little bit of a mini battle between him and Kamke. An unfortunate start of the race for these two already, but hopefully they can recover as well. But this midfield battle is getting hype. Every race I've watched in Bahrain, it's always a midfield that's provided the most promise so far. So it's very good to see these guys pushing it. And we'll start to see the mediums of Carmez come to their own as well when the softs pit at around about 7 laps time. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I always keep having to wait and see what happens. The Speed Center is right behind Paul McGuinness's tail. Still not quite enough to get the move done on this occasion. So he's going to wait another lap, but he's found a little bit more pace, I think. He found a very good chunk of time in turn 1. He might find a little bit more time going through turn 4. We'll have to wait and see, as we've already got a train forming already. I wonder if Verstappen and Carmez is going to catch up to that train as well. Maybe they will. We'll have to find out. As we have got a similar move to Carmez is what Carmez done for Speed Center on Paul McGuinness. Paul closes the door on Speed Center there, and he's probably going to get another chance in the DRS straight. He's got to get over that flap. Roberto doesn't have DRS, but luckily Paul has slipstream and DRS from his teammates. So luckily, hopefully, Paul's probably going to stay where he is and get the tone maybe. Or is he going to try and defend? He almost tried to defend, but is he going to get the switchback? What a lovely switchback from Paul McGuinness. Going to be very tight going through this tricky right-hander as Speed Center almost went wide a little bit there. But what a move from Paul McGuinness there. Paul McGuinness up into P3 right now. He's having a good race and had a really good battle with Speed Center there. He was like, Speed Center got past him, but he was like, no, you're not having that move in a hurry. I'm taking P3, and that's what he has done so far. So good move from the Ferrari driver. Meanwhile, we've got possibly a Toro Rosso battle happening. We've got Conquest, we've got Rich and we got Niels as well. Oh, wait a minute, we've got Paul McGuinness and Speed Center having another battle up front. Speed Center looking to have a better run this time as Speed Center not up into P3. Farber has retired from the Grand Prix. Not quite sure what happened to him. Conquest is going to try and go past Carmeds. Can he do it? Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Paul McGuinness is not that far behind Senna as well. So we're going to watch these battles go as they continue. I don't know what to watch, to be honest. There's so many battles going on so far this race. It's amazing. It's good to see the ILR5 drivers battling so close in such a short proximity to each other. So let's jump on the battle for the podium position then. As Farber is left the session, he is not happy. He's not a happy bunny as well. Due to that battle, Verstappen has found a little bit more time over Paul McGuinness. So he was happy that the battle was happening up front because he was able to find a little bit more time there. So that is played very well into Verstappen's hands right now. And he's right behind Paul McGuinness at this stage. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Getting a good line there as he's going to get DRS. Is Paul McGuinness. He's not quite under DRS range. Verstappen is going into the pits. So he could go for a two-stop because I don't think those mediums are going to go to the end. We'll just have to wait and see as we approach these next couple of laps before the pit window when most of the people will be pitting. As Carmeds makes his way past Conquest. A very good move from Carmeds right now on a set the medium. I did say it will come to the zone shortly, and they are starting to. This was when I was starting to struggle in ILR7, so I can definitely feel their pain right now that the drivers are facing. So they've got to make sure that they don't bottle turn 14, where a lot of people do bottle. They've got to make sure they get the braking zones just right by not pushing their tyres. Some of them will be trying to conserve their tyres a bit more as well. It is quite hard to manage because as I do see Ferrari a little bit there, which was struggling a little bit there. So maybe Carmez possibly might be finding a little bit more time coming up as well. As Rich is not that far behind Conquest still. They've been battling pretty much all race, which is good. So I wonder how that's going to crop up if Rich is going to pit first or Conquest is going to pit first. Coming up as well, we'll just have to find out. Verstappen, yes, is going on to a set of mediums. Looks like he was struggling a little bit on grip. We'll just have to find out if those tyres actually make it to the end, but we're not entirely sure yet. So I keep trying to keep saying words that I'm not saying before. Paul McGuinness is going into the pits. His Partridge is disconnected. Looks like Paul McGuinness is going on to a set of the mediums. Yes, he is. He's getting holed up in the pit lane. That's probably not going to help him. So Joe's going to back across the line. He could go past him as well as... yeah, he got holed up. Paul got holed up in the pit lane for quite a lot there. As Joe just about goes past him. I think Verstappen. The two Hasses go past him as well. So Verstappen's going to go in front of Paul. So the cut that Verstappen made worked out very well for him. Carmez goes past Conquest. The mediums are the best tyres to be on now. They have the most grip. They are doing very well, and you're more than likely going to get the move done if you do it that way. So, wonder. It is interesting because they are pitting a few laps earlier than I would have thought. So, I think they don't want to avoid a puncture and they want to get the best grip they can. And they want to try and see how far they can push the mediums. We'll just, I was a bit surprised a few people pit earlier than they did. But Bahrain is a track where it has a lot of tyre degradation, a lot of tyre wear. So, not really that surprised that a few people didn't want to take the risk. They were more than likely going to bore a few corners if they didn't pit. So, they made the right decision. And will that decision come to bite them? We shall see. But looks like Ritson is doing well with his tyres as the Conquest is still behind Carmed. It's good that he was challenging for a move there on those soft tyres. I think he's a person on the soft tyres that doesn't seem to be struggling that much to the other guys. He's trying to make another move going into turn number 4. Let's see what goes on there. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's Niels. Set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on the softs on 1:30.9. That early into the Grand Prix, that is pretty darn good. So that's going to take a lot of beatings for these guys to reach that. So some people would want faster that glorious force. As Conquest is going to have another go, but I don't think he's that far DRS. I'm going to get the telemetry up so you can see. I've got to get telemetry up. Just let us know in the chat if you're still racing, got your race coming up, or if you're not racing at all. Let us know what your strategy would be as well. What you would do in this Grand Prix to manage your tyres. Would you struggle like these drivers? As Chapalili is going to the pits. Looks like he's still on a disconnect mode. So it's a shame that he can't go back to the game, because he would have had so much good of a pace on those mediums as he goes onto a set of mediums. His AI goes onto a set of mediums. As oh no, Rich! He did what I did earlier. He's got a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. Oh no. That is going to cost him. But depending how far back he is, he can make the decision by not serving at stop go and getting a penalty. A 5-second penalty. That's the thing with stop goes. I think a drive through, if you don't serve, you get disqualified. But with a stop go, if you don't serve, you get a 5-second penalty added on to the end of the race. So it depends how far back you are. As Speed Senna has got away past Humberto quite convincingly there. If Senna's up into P2, I missed that. I'm completely sorry about that. I was completely watching that penalty fly through. And nice that Humberto has the number 69 number on him. Love it. And Paul McGuinness is right behind Rich as well. As Paul is going to probably get much warmer tyres, but I wonder if his teammate Humberto is going to get more grip going into the start-finish straight. They will have to pit at the end of this lap. I think Senna and Humberto will be coming in. Nope, Senna goes in, but Humberto stays out. Paul McGuinness goes past Rich. Very well, very executed from Paul, as he is in 9th at the moment. Can Rich challenge him in the next couple of turns? I don't think he can, because Paul is starting to pull away ever so slightly. As most of we got Ritson in the pits, Senna in the pits, and Conquest in the pits. Where is Verstappen in compared to Ritson? That is the most important thing. Verstappen's rival. Verstappen is in pitting early. Got to work for him. He's going to go across turn 1. And looks like Ritson stays behind in front of Verstappen. So him pitting when he did and trying to conserve his tyres till lap 13 to make sure he gets it to the end. A good decision from Ritson, but he was a bit far. He was far ahead anyway, so he was quite confident in getting that done. So Humberto, the only one on the soft tyres, have been on for most of this race, apart from Lorenzo and Cam K. Well, Lorenzo had to pit as well as Cam K as well, so they will have to pit again. I think most of the bottom half will have to pit again by looks of things, unless they can get a miracle, as Joe's right behind Senna. As Verstappen goes past his teammate, but he's on newer tyres anyway, so there's not really that much of a surprise. And Joe was like, you got fresher tyres, you can chase Senna for me and get the move done and get good points for the constructors. And meanwhile, Paul McGuinness just made his way past Conquest in the Ferrari there. We got Senna right behind Verstappen though. Let's just see what happens. There's a little bit of a swerve from Verstappen as we've got Roberto going into the pits now. Verstappen and Senna side by side going into turn number 1. Roberto's right in the jump of this. Roberto goes in front of them. So that was a well-executed pit stop from Roberto. That was close. As Verstappen is side by side with Roberto almost. Is going 3 wide, going towards turn 3 and turn number 4. Who's going to get the job done? Who's going to get the run in? All those is very, very tight entry from these 3, and they're doing very, very well to keep it clean as well. Joe not that far behind as well. And Senna having very good pace this Grand Prix in the Renault, which is good to see in P3. Looks like he's settling much better in the Renault car compared to the Sauber that he was reserving a few races ago. So well done to him so far for executing that very well. But Roberto has dropped it quite massively there, as he is dropped it into 5th. But Joe's not that far behind as well. We've got the Force in. You've got the Williams and the other Haas trying to get past Huberto as well. So has luck run out for Huberto? Maybe he was on colder tyres and maybe he didn't warm them up enough, because don't forget, on the first lap of you on the medium tyres, it's your job to warm them up, and if you don't warm them up well, that can cost you. And that's what helped Verstappen, and that's what helped Senna pretty much get up into P3, because he had 1 lap used tyres. It was warmer than Huberto's, and that got the move from him, and it was quite close. In fact, as Larkin and Huberto are going to try and challenge for P5, Larkin getting the better run there into turn number 1. That's easily done from the number 15 car of Larkin up into P5 right now. But Larkin's going to challenge again in the Haas. So no, in the Haas, in the you know what I mean. It's Lorenzo and Cam K, they're going to pit as well. So it looks like everybody is on the mediums. Neil will probably pit in around about 7 laps time. Probably going on to a set of the super softs, I think, as well. So good mix of the drivers. Carl Med's in the lead of this Grand Prix at the moment, but he is still to pit. So Ritson is in the net lead of this Grand Prix. He's had a troublesome season so far, and where he is right now, hopefully he wants to get back into winning race, which is what they were planning to do in the first place. Let's see what other battles we've got on the track. Neil is not that far behind Rich, so let's find out what happens there. I'll be closely following the gap for Senna, though, see that materialise, and also Huberto and Larkin. So I will be watching that closely, and if that gap closes up, then we'll just have to wait and see. But Neil's is a little bit too further back from Rich. Not going to get the move done on this occasion. So let's switch back to the midfield battle for 5th and 6th. Roberto is finding a bit more grip, actually. He's going to try and make the run into turn 1. Senna's going to try and make the move on Verstappen, but look at this. Roberto very close with Larkin once again. Very clean stuff from the both of them as they run side by side. Larkin getting the edge at the moment. Huberto almost trying to get past them, but Larkin closing the door. Lorenzo has retired from the session, so that makes our 5th retiree of the session then. So that is unfortunate. So we have got 15 drivers left of this Grand Prix. Both Larkin and Huberto go past the lapped car of Shapalili. So there we go. Lorenzo is not happy whatsoever. Who are you rooting for in the chat? Let us know in the comments in the chat. And we've got Paul McGuinness and Joe fighting as well. And Humberto Larkin could be fighting anytime soon as well. Joe was almost close in, almost getting the edge, as Conquest is not that far behind either. Could it be 3 wide once again? But Joe going a bit wide there. Maybe 10-14 costing him a little bit. But Joe, can he get the better edge this time? Can he capitalise on his mistake? Can he let this mistake throw him? He's going into the pit, so let's watch Humberto, Paul, and Larkin's going into the pits as well. Conquest is not that far behind Paul. Paul's on newer tyres, don't forget. Conquest on newer tyres, don't forget. Sorry, my bad. So, if someone was going to have the edge, it was Paul. Conquest. And one thing I forgot to do this race is I forgot to do the Supercharger Awards. So, my bad. I'm an idiot for forgetting. So, I will remember next week. I will remember. Because there were so many battles happening in the Grand Prix, I lost count of, I forgot to do it. So, I do apologise about that. So, I usually do that. So, we'll see what the positions gain now, actually. We've got Senna's gained 15 positions. Wow, he's having, I can tell he's not up the pace. He started, right, so he's third and he's gained 15. So 18, he started P18. So he's doing a Dane-style comeback by the looks of things. Can he catch up to Ritson? It could be tight, but it depends. I don't think he can. They're on similar tyres. Carme is going to be pitting, so the order is pretty much going to check. It's going to be pretty much going to stay the same. The order you will see is the order of the lead then. Conquest is right behind Paul McGuinness, but not quite enough to make the move on this occasion. As Ahmed, I think, is going to slot in behind Rich, maybe. No, he goes in front of his teammate. So we've got a Mercedes, then we got a Renault, then we got a Haas, 2 Ferraris, 1 Toro Rosso, 2 Force Indias. And Owen White is going off into the pits for his final stop. I'm going to see what lap tyres he's going on. Yes, he's going on to softs. So he's going to get, I'm not sure if that's used softs though, or if that's new. So that looks like he's going to try and make that to the end. It's going to be a tough order though. But we've got 11 laps to go. I wonder if he can do it. I think it is possible. So, you know, we'll just have to find out as the end of the race. Verstappen right behind Senna though. Senna's P2 could be in jeopardy. It actually can be. Oh my god, that was a very bad decision to say about position could be in jeopardy because Senna's got a penalty. I really badly jinxed him and I feel really bad for him because Senna is having a very good race so far. Verstappen on the back of Speed Senna at the moment then. Who's going to have the edge here as Verstappen takes the right-hand side of the chicane. Going into turn 1. Easy does it from the pair of them. And Verstappen up into P2. I think that penalty costed him, but meanwhile, Paul McGuinness and Conquest fighting there with Paul McGuinness getting the move done from Conquest into P number 5. But talking about Senna, that penalty definitely threw him, I think, in my opinion. If he didn't have that penalty, he still would have been in that rhythm, in that mindset, and he would have probably stayed where he was in P2. Possibly Jeff told Verstappen that Senna had a penalty, and it was full guns a-blazing for Verstappen. And he could be saying, right, P2 is mine. So, yes, and looks like Senna's going to challenge again. Senna's having... Is it me? Senna's having a little bit of lag on my screen. They may not be for them, but we'll just have to find out as well. Conquest still right behind Paul McGuinness. I'll see how that battle goes on. A very still tense battle for the midfield developing. Carmed's still behind Conquest as well. We could potentially see a Paul McG train forming. I had to say that, peeps. I had to say that. So, here we go as we are approaching lap number 20 out of 29. We've got 9 laps to go. Not quite. Senna he's having a bit of lag issues, so I wonder if that's going to cost him a bit. Verstappen stays behind Senna for now. What's he going to do for Roberto, who's right behind him? Because we could see a four-way battle for the win potentially happening as well if Roberto could potentially find the pace. So we'll have to find out as we go further into this Grand Prix. Aero specialist in the chat saying there was a little bit of lag in the lobby. That's a bit of a shame. It does happen sometimes. The game doesn't cooperate with us ever so slightly, so it is unfortunate. But knowing you can recover next race. So, Verstappen. I'm starting to lose my voice here because there's been so many good battles. Carmeds is still on behind Conquest though with that train. And he's managing his soft tyres quite well. He's not bottling it as it should. but I wonder if Conquest could pull away from Carmed in the final few laps if it stays like this. We'll just have to find out as well. Ritson still 10.7 seconds behind the rest of the field. So unless he bottles it, it looks like Ritson's race to win, which will be good for him. Carmed's almost looking like he was going to make the lunge there. He's not that far behind Paul McGuinness as well. So could this be a double overtake from Carmed? Nils goes past Rich. So it's a Toro Rosso versus Force India by looks of things in terms of team rivalry. I won't be surprised if it's like this in the constructors. We'll have to find out. I'm actually intrigued about what the constructors battle actually is. What is it? I will double check at the end of this Grand Prix and we'll update you. But looks like Mercedes and Ferrari are going to get a good ton of points here. Well, definitely Ferrari anyway, and Renault with the likes of Senna. Carmed's not quite making it stick, but if this could be his next chance around turn 14, around that long straight coming up here, so he's got a few chances to do it. Probably his best chance will be in the DRS straight in the number 23 car. And don't forget, Carmed is on the soft, so he has better edge at the moment. He was doing a medium to soft strategy. This probably has worked out better for him. On the start finish straight, can Paul defend? Looks like Carmed's tyres have worked well in his favour. Carmed has got the position from Paul McGuinness. Carmed's up into P5. Well executed from Carmed, but it is not over. Paul McGuinness is not letting this go without a fight. He doesn't want to give Carmed's P5 that easily, but doesn't quite do it on this occasion. That was very close between the pair of them, but Carmed manages to hold on and defend. Meanwhile, up front, Verstappen and Senna still fighting for their dear life at the moment. So if we see that battle catch up closely, we'll watch that as well. So we'll just have to watch out as well. DRS flap open. Looks like Carmed won't have DRS. Paul McGuinness will have the DRS. He's going to find a little bit more speed going into these corners to possibly get the overtake done. Not much happening at the back at the moment, but if there is, I will jump to it, but there's not much going on at the moment. Lap 23 and 29. Most of these guys have been on the mediums for around 9-10 laps now. All the ones like Verstappen, he's been on those lap times for 13 laps. Will he start to struggle towards the end? And will Huberto catch up? You know, I don't know how long these mediums last, but towards the end, if you were pitting around lap 12, lap 13, I'm almost certain you can make it to the end on these, which you did. And we got right in front of Verstappen trying to make past Senna, but not quite making the jump that he needed to do. As Verstappen is having a very good race, and so is Senna as well. That could be definitely one of our contenders for driver of the day so far. Let us know in the chat, guys, who is your contender for driver of the day. Let us know. It will be interesting to know. We've still got a very tight calendar up next. I'm very excited for these next couple of races. For some of these guys, they don't like Bahrain, so they will be glad and they'll be relieved to get this out of the system. But for most of these guys, they're managing it. There's Carmed and Huberto are battling for fourth coming up as well. Huberto was having a battle last week with Owen and lots of other guys as well. He's up in the same position, but this time he's at the front of it. Carmed's at the back. Paul McGuinness is looking to jump and capitalise. He's looking for Carmed and Huberto to make a mistake. So I wonder what is going to happen between these three. Carmed having the better, softer tyre. Is Carmen's going to make it past Huberto on the inside? Huberto trying to defend. Carmen's had the edge. They're side by side once again. Paul McGuinness right in the middle of these lot. It almost looked like a triple overtake from him, but looks like Huberto had a little bit of a slide there. Two of the teammates are allowing to race, so luckily no team orders for the Ferrari garage at the moment. They have listened to the stream of the Ferrari engineers by the looks of things, and they are letting them race, which is what we want to see in ILR5, as Carmen is already pulling away from the two Ferrari duo. And this is a potential then for Verstappen to see if he can get P2. I'm almost certain Verstappen doesn't have any penalties. So if he keeps driving like this, Verstappen's P2 will be his. And it'll be such a shame for Senna because he's worked so hard and he's only got one penalty for him to lose it now. So that is going to cost him quite a lot if he loses that position. So lap 25 of 29, Ritson still leads his Grand Prix. Verstappen taking the left-hand side line. They're going side by side. Senna didn't look like he was challenging Verstappen for a minute there, but he got the edge there with a very good line that he took. And he managed to hold on. But meanwhile, freeway, oh, his Paul got a 3-second time penalty. He went off the circuit quite a bit there. That definitely costed him. As Conquest, I think, goes past him. So that little mistake is very dire at the moment. We are starting to see, for some of these guys, that the mediums are starting to die a little bit. That could be the case for Paul McGuinness. As Conquest, Paul just got past Conquest once again. It is at Conquest's advantage at the moment. He is looking on better pace with his tyres. He pitted. And what we would expect him to, Niels went to pit as well. He's on the super soft and he's on the fastest lap so far this race. So, wonder how that's going to play out. This race has been good so far. Really, really good battles all the way through. And I hope you guys have been enjoying it as well. We have been enjoying ILR5 and all the other races. Don't forget to click that like button and also subscribe. And turn notifications on so you know when to see an ILR stream. Don't forget, we do have ILR Xbox tomorrow on Twitch, so make sure you do check that out. As Conquest looking like he's going to make his way past Paul McGuinness into turn 1. Yes, he does. Conquest easily makes his way past there. That penalty probably costed Paul, and I think what Paul is trying to do now is trying to defend off Rich and try to conserve his tyres. I think that is his main focus right now. His tyres are dying. He doesn't want to get a puncher. He just wants to get it to the end of this race. So otherwise he's going to have people at the back catching up to him. And Huberto's got a 3-second time penalty as well. So let's check the penalty. Let's check the penalty situation. Here we go. Here we go. No, I don't want that. I'm looking at the wrong place. Race director. There we go. So, let's go to Conquest. How many penalties does he have? He's only got one warning. Paul, I think he's only got... Yeah, oh, penalty and 2 warnings. Oh. And Huberto, I think he's only got the 1 warning and a penalty. Yeah. So, there we go. So, Conquest will get P5 if it stays like this. So, he wouldn't need to push that hard. But don't forget, Rich is going to breathe down Paul McGuinness' neck. Niels has got another penalty. We are starting to see penalties going quite a lot here, but that's because they are struggling on the tyres. So that's probably what they're doing. As Rich dives it in, and an easy move done from the Force India driver to P7. And this looked like will be Rich's best result if he keeps it up. So very good stuff from the Force India driver, as he is another person who's gained quite a few positions. Meanwhile, who do you think is going to get P2 on track? Is it going to be Senna or is it going to be Verstappen? We know that Verstappen is going to possibly get P2 due to penalties, but will they get it on track? We will have to find out. As Ritson, 13.3 seconds. He's already shown some dominance so far this race. And I will speak to him a little bit more in a minute because I don't want to jinx anything going into the last few laps. So we will have to find out soon. As Verstappen, I think we got McLaren about to be lapped. I think it was either Chappellini or Specialist. Both McLarens are out of this race, which is a bit of a shame. Meanwhile, Verstappen, he's got to make some ground now. He's lost a bit of time. Maybe his tyres are starting to die. And Carmez is not far behind Verstappen, so maybe P2 might be out of his grasp a little bit if Carmez can catch up to him. I'll look to see if Carmez has got a penalty actually. Carmez, does he have a penalty? No, he doesn't. So Verstappen and Carmez looks like they're on similar position in terms of penalties. So I did say possibly Carmez could catch up to Verstappen in these closing laps, and I wasn't wrong. And luckily there's ghosting on, because otherwise Carmez is going to have trouble going past the lapped McLaren. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to pull this off. Verstappen thought that P2 was his. He thought that P2 was going to be in the bag, but maybe not. I will look at the gap. A lot of people cheering for Carmez in the chat. And a few people are rooting for Ritson as well. It's good to see all of you rooting for your favourite drivers tonight. We're going for the final lap then. Carmez versus Verstappen. Who's going to get the edge? Carmez dives it in around the inside. Could he quite do it on those soft tyres? Going to be very, very close. And he does it. Carmez is on the podium. That will be insane if he keeps it up. Will Verstappen challenge him in the last lap? It will be very, very intense. Make sure you're on the edge of your seat. Get your seatbelts on. Get your seatbelt straps in, because we are on for a cracker end of this race between the Force India and the Haas. I would jump to Ritson, but I will actually jump to him quickly now, as Ritson has had a trouble-free race. He's had bad luck in Australia. He has had bad luck in China, but he is showing no bad luck here in Bahrain. He's controlled this race. He took the lead from lap 3. I did have doubts after the first race if he was ever going to challenge for the title this season in a Mercedes with his pace, but he has proved me wrong. As Ritson goes across the final corner, a lot of you are going to be delighted about this. He takes his first win of the season in ILR, and he wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Well, first win in ILR for this season, and he wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Senna, what a drive, comes across the line in P2. But is it going to be enough to hold on to P2? Yes, it does. Because Verstappen and Carmez battle, that allows Senna to push quite well. Well done to Senna there, and Carmez for getting that final podium position. Conquest, a very good 5th position. Very well done to him. Roberto in 6th. He did lose it a little bit down those last couple of laps. Larkin, a good result for him. P7. Again, Rich P9. Paul, not quite what he would have liked pace-wise, but he's got points. He has got points, so this is his 2nd race in a row with points, so he'll be all right with that, I think. And Joe rounds up your top 10. And we're just waiting for Niels to finish now. But my oh my, let's look at the positions gained. Senna, 16 positions. A few people in the chat are saying Senna for driver of the day. I think I can agree with you. As Niels has just binned it a little bit there. I think I can agree with most of you that Senna is definitely your driver of the day. His pace was amazing all this race, and he was able to get a good start. He avoided the collision in turn 1, and that's what got the edge there. But your winner today, your race winner in Bahrain, is Ritson. We have a few celebrations in the chat. Ritson, ooh. It is good to see, him back on the top step. The last time I think he took the top step was, in Abu Dhabi, I believe. So it's good to see him back. And he's in the championship fight once again as fireworks is going off. I'm getting awards for some reason. I don't know why. But hey ho. So let's get the final results of this Grand Prix. Ritson takes the win with Speed Setter in P2. Managing to just hold on to P2 there. With Carmed in P3. Verstappen in P4. Conquest doing very well in P5. Roberto 6th. Larkin 7th. Rich 8th. Paul McGuinness 9th. Joe 10th. Cam K 11th. Followed by Owen and Niels. And your non-finishers, Aero Specialist, Shapalili, Lorenzo, Partridge, Farber, Danestar and Jay Carty. Very unfortunate with our pole sitter, Danestar, to bottle it, which was a bit of a shame. I was hoping, because I wonder what Danestar would have been like if he would have stayed in this race. He possibly could have challenged Ritson. It could have been the Mercedes 1-2 maybe. But no. We'll have to find out what it is next race. Right, I don't know what the next track is because calendars are different from league to league. So let me just check quickly on the forums what track we are going to next week. Let me get the calendar. We are going to, as far as I'm aware, we are going to Spain next week. So quite a lot of people know Spain quite well. They use that as a test track at times. And a lot of people like Spain. And I think and Spain is where we see a lot of battles. And we see a lot of battles in real life as well. So I'm looking forward to next week, seeing how that plays off. And thank you for watching ILR5. It's been fantastic to watch. Good to see you guys get involved in the chat as well. And if you want more ILR action, don't forget there's ILR Xbox tomorrow at 7:30. And I'm doing ILR3, so don't forget to check that out for Xbox. And on Sunday, we've got ILR 1, 2, and 3. We've got ILR 1 at 5 o'clock, ILR 2 and ILR 3 at 7 o'clock. And then we got ILR Americas at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. UK time. So a lot of ILR action to go for this weekend if you're bored. So you still got some more Bahrain action to follow with. So, yeah. I've been JessGames35. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will see you next week for some more ILR5 action in Spain. Have a good evening, everyone, and good night.